tonight we're having dinner at Jamie's Italian in the, is it the Via or the Via? How is it pronounced?
Via?
Via.
No, Via. What?
Via.
What is Via anyway?
VIA. It's the area of the ship where Jamie's Italian.
Well, Via's a road, so yes, that's how you pronounce it, Via. I didn't know it was called Via.
Via. Yes,
I thought it was
Via.
Esplanade.
No, that's on the other side. I thought it was. I just discovered that the other day, that it's actually called the Via. And that's where Jamie's Italian is, next to Vintages. We took another excursion today, and Ant woke up in a very bad mood. So let's go back 6 hours, and we'll take you through our lovely excursion where we visited the dunes of Maspalomas. Maspalomas? And then to a lovely little quaint town called
Puerto de Mogán. Heading down to the dunes in Playa del Ingles or Maspalomas dunes at the south of Gran Canaria. 35-40 minutes from picking us up from the ship. Wasn't too bad, and this is our first stop before getting to our main port of Puerto de Mogán. Ant, you've never been to Gran Canaria at all. What's your thoughts so far?
Well, my thoughts are, when it comes to doing documentaries, Glenn, I think you shouldn't give up the day job. As you come down this, you go through the Rio Palace Hotel, and as you come through here, right, and you see the dunes, it doesn't quite look real. They look kind of fake, but also quite astonishing, actually. If you came out here with an iPhone and you wanted to recreate scenes from the film Dune, you could totally do it. Though I have to say I wasn't too enthusiastic about this excursion, if you want to call it that. This is beautiful, actually. I can see why it's famous for its plant life, and the flowers are just, and colours are just sensational, and it's lovely and peaceful. We've got an hour and 20 minutes here before we need to head back, and I think that's plenty time actually, because this isn't like a place for commerce or shopping or things like that. I mean, you can buy some old tut if you want. So it's very quaint, it's very sweet, but I think if you were to come of an evening, it'd be much livelier.
Agreed. But have a look at the flowers.
We just had lunch at a place called Billy's, and we just found it randomly walking through this town called
Puerto de Mogán?
Puerto de Mogán. I can never remember. I keep calling it Puerto del Carmen, but was that yesterday?
Yes.
All right, make sure you watch that video. The food was actually really good. The prawns pil were burning hot, really garlicky, full of chili. Those croquetas were just divine. They weren't ham croquetas like you'd expect, but they were chicken, and they were really good. And of course, we had the Canarian potatoes, which I said in a previous video. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it, but after this one, obviously. But I said the thing with Canarian potatoes is if they're slightly under, they're really bad. And these were perfectly cooked. So soft, the sauce was banging. Really good. We've now got 14 minutes to get back to the bus, which is a 7-minute walk, so we can go at Glen pace. We're going back to the capital of Gran Canaria, and then we're going to have a little bit of a mooch around the town before we have to head back to the ship. Those guys who are doing that bet on the ball thing are scamming those people badly. If you've seen any videos on YouTube about the scams of Gran Canaria, that's a classic. That's the Beyonce of scams, don't you think, Glenn?
Who?
I genuinely didn't expect to find a beach of this beauty around here, to be honest, Glenn. I'm actually surprised. Of all the times we've been to Canaries, I don't understand why we've never been here before, because this is clearly the nicer of the islands that we visited. Okay, so we have been to Jamie's on other ships before, so what we're looking at here, this menu is not entirely different from what we're used to seeing. In fact, some would say it's exactly the same, but that doesn't mean that's a bad thing, because what they do here, they do very, very, very well. That outdoor bit is also empty at the moment. Now, they do open that occasionally. I'm not quite sure why it's not open today or right now, because it would have been nice to sit outside.
I am trying a new cocktail tonight. I've gone through most of the menu, and then somebody in the Sweet Lounge earlier was drinking one of these and asked what it was. It's a painkiller. We're just having a chat about the wait staff in here, but they've been absolutely phenomenal. You know, this guy actually asked us our names and he's used them, which is, you know, what restaurant on land would you go into? The waiter not only introduces themselves, but then asks what your names are and then actually uses them. I mean, come on, that's a level of service you just don't get normally. And I actually really, really appreciate it. It just makes the whole evening that bit more special.
We've gone with the meat plank, which is a classic. We've gone with the garlic bread. Now, the garlic buns are so soft, if I remember correctly. They are so to die for. In fact, the last time we ate in Jamie's, which was on Odyssey of the Seas, if you remember, we ordered another set of the buns because they were that good. We've also ordered the arancini balls, which I've got, and you have the squid. And for my main, I'm going with pork and beef lasagna, a classic. And I believe you're having the chicken parm, which is America's take on Italian. And for the sides, we're having some fries, mash, and the charred broccoli, which is like with lemon and garlic. It sounds really lovely.
I've just noticed who's looking over your shoulder, honey.
Who's that?
Really nice. Very soft. It's not chewy. Sometimes you get squid that's a little bit overcooked and it's a little bit rubbery and you really have to chew on it. That's beautiful. Served with a lemon wedge, and as I say, that really kind of nice spicy garlicky mayo. Big winner. Always love that. I'm fairly sure I have that one most times when we're here.
Arancini roll time. The truffle is really pronounced. Like, really pronounced. But if you like truffle, you know that when it comes to truffle, there's no such thing as too much truffle. It's true. It's true.
First course down. Gotta say, those appetizers, Jamie's Italian, are really fantastic.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. That ragu. Oh my God. Oh my God. The pasta is al dente, it's perfect, it's not overly cheesy, the sauce has got depth, so much depth, oh my gosh. I feel bad for the sides. That ragu sauce is a triumph. Wow. I can't believe in all the years I've been coming on Royal Caribbean and come to Jamie's Italian, I've never had the lasagna. Rookie mistake. That is an amazing dish.
I got chicken parm, one of my go-tos in a American Italian. Looks pretty decent. The tomato sauce on top looks like it's kind of almost like a sun-dried tomato. It's very dark, which I like. The cheese is very oozy. Panko breadcrumbs. It's definitely panko breadcrumbs. Really nice. Very crispy. You can still taste the crisp underneath all the tomato. Cheese is quite strong as well. Let me have a quick bit of the garlicky mash. Well, let's just say, if there are any vampires on board, I'm going to be totally safe tonight.
Very, very good. Oh my gosh, that sauce. Oh my God, that sauce. I could bathe in that sauce. It was so good. And I'm not even being dramatic. No kissing tonight.
If you want to attend the same drama classes that Ant has, there'll be details in the comments below.
Honestly, it's just so good. I would go so far as say it's not. The steak in chops is outstanding. Like, it's so good, I can't even begin to tell you. But this is a very close second if you don't want a meat heavy dish like a big chunk of beef.
That is meat heavy. What are you talking about?
But no, it doesn't feel heavy. This is the thing. This lasagna doesn't. You know, one of the main complaints I have about Giovanni's on Wonder was that the food was really heavy. Like, I just felt like, you know, when you eat a lot of Christmas or Easter and you just fall into a food coma. That's how I feel like sometimes in Giovanni's. But this it's got depth, but without the weight. And that is why it's a masterpiece of a meal. Bravo.
Okay, we've just finished our mains, and this is what they've done to Ant. It's not often you have cheesecake with a load of meringue on top, but give it a go. Nice, quite light, quite lemony. Fresh fruit compote's really good. Pretty decent.
This is a proper tiramisu wedge. Tons of cocoa on top. I'm cutting through it now, it's very soft. Tiramisu is one of those things I always forget to order because I love panna cotta so much. But this is worth the wait. We've had this whole meal, I'm very full right now, and I was thinking, oh, do I want to have dessert? But honestly, this is the perfect sort of like size and depth. Amazing. This is the best end to one of the best meals we've had on Royal Caribbean. Good morning. I say good morning because it's obviously not the same night. So what happened was, after we left Jamie's Italian last night, me and Glenn went in two separate directions. You came to bed and I went to the casino. Let's just have a quick chat about Jamie's in hindsight. Glenn, has your opinion of Jamie's changed after your meal last night?
No. I'm normally a creature of habit, but last night I had a couple of the dishes for the first time, which was really nice, and thought the atmosphere was really good, service was on point.
I thought they had a burger though.
I think they did, yeah. I think they must have streamlined the menu, because it looks like, I had a look at the Azumi menu as well, and I'm fairly sure there are a couple of items I remember being on the Azumi menu which aren't on the menu here. So I wonder if maybe they've streamlined the menus across the fleet or just on the ship. I'm not really sure.
I mean, we are going to be doing a full food review on Anthem of the Sea. So if you get subscribed, because when we will go through every single eatery, and we're making sure we're trying absolutely everything. Jamie's, which has obviously been slowly replaced with Giovanni's, still maintains for me one of the best specialty dining across any Royal Caribbean ship. Let's talk about Gran Canaria. I think these excursions where you are on your own, I don't know, it annoys me because you spend more time traveling to the place than what you get to spend at the place. Now, I do understand you only have limited time, but for me it felt like you couldn't really commit to anything. I was glad that we sat down and had some lunch. The Canarian potatoes were so good, and the dunes of Maspalomas were just astonishing. Definitely want to return. If you're going on a Canaries cruise and Gran Canaria is on your itinerary, it's definitely a place for you to not stay on the ship, get off the ship and go and explore. The beach of Las Palmas was so beautiful, even if you just walk over there and spend a couple of hours basking in the sun. My understanding of the Canaries has always been, oh, they've got no beaches. You don't go to the Canaries for beaches.
They have got beaches.
They have got beaches.
Of course they've got beaches.
I've been sold a lie.
The beaches aren't particularly nice. The majority of the beaches are volcanic sand, so they can be quite dark. That one in Las Palmas is very nice.
So yeah, that was Jamie's Italian and Gran Canaria. We're obviously ready for another day on the ship, and we're ready to make another video. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. It does mean the world to us. Please like the video to appease the algorithm gods, and leave us a comment if you've got any questions about this itinerary. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have, and we'll see you on the next one. Why don't you watch this video that's planted over Glenn's face right now, and it's about something apparently the algorithm thinks you're gonna like. Bye. Say goodbye, Glenn.
Bye, Glenn.